This was the last State of the Union speech of the US President's first term, and in many ways the kickoff of his campaign for a second. In the wake of Super Tuesday's primary voting, when it became clear Biden will face Donald Trump for a second time, the president used this speech to label his predecessor, as he called him, 13 times, as an enemy of democracy, both at home and abroad.
Now it's we who face an unprecedented moment in the history of the Union. And yes, my purpose tonight is to wake up the Congress and alert the American people that this is no ordinary moment either. Not since President Lincoln and the Civil War have freedom and democracy been under assault at home as they are today. What makes our moment rare is that freedom and democracy are under attack both at home and overseas.
Unusual for a State of the Union speech, Biden began with foreign policy, urging Republicans to act and pass a long-delayed foreign aid package that includes $60 billion for Ukraine. Meanwhile, Biden celebrated the expansion of NATO, saluting the Prime Minister of Sweden, a guest at the speech whose nation officially joined the alliance earlier in the day. Biden also labeled Trump as an enemy of democracy at home, condemning what he called Republican lies that play down the January 6, 2021 insurrection that threatened the lives of the representatives in the very chamber where his speech was being delivered.
Year before I took office, murder rates went up 30%.
This was a fiery, feisty and combative speech. Biden took on rhetorically the Republicans who heckled and interrupted him as he laid out policy priorities from reproductive rights to higher taxes for billionaires and corporations and on immigration. On the war between Israel and Hamas, he tried to balance support for Israel against growing anger at the treatment of Palestinians, announcing a short-term plan to build a pier off Gaza's coast to deliver more aid, and in the long term warning Israel that the only real solution is the two-state solution. One of the most difficult problems facing Biden's re-election is his age, with polls showing most Americans don't think he should run again. He addressed that issue head-on, spinning his age as an asset.
I know it may not look like it, but I've been around a while. When you get to be my age, certain things become clearer than ever. I know the American story. Again and again, I've seen the contest between competing forces in the battle for the soul of our nation, between those who want to pull America back to the past and those who want to move America into the future.
Biden's vigor was perhaps the best answer to his critics, and despite the odd stumble, he delivered his speech with passion. He seemed to be relishing the occasion, but he's going to have to keep this up for 8 more months, hitting the campaign trail on Friday in the key swing state of Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, Biden's predecessor and would-be successor, Donald Trump, rebutted the State of the Union in real time on his social media platform, slamming the speech overall as angry and polarizing. This week will see Trump consolidate his hold on the Republican Party with a new hand-picked leadership team running its national committee, including his daughter-in-law in a top position. And as more states hold primary elections, he's on track to clinch the delegates needed to lock up the Republican nomination by the end of this month. If, as they say, a week is a long time in politics, then 8 months is a very long time indeed. Joe Biden is going to have to prove he has the stamina for the fight. Donald Trump seems ready to fight already. But do the American voters, who don't really want either of these candidates, have the stamina to last the political season for that long? Nathan King, CGTN, Washington.